Hello, it's your friend, Manolo. That last footage was my old neighborhood. And right after the scene of where that 7-Eleven was at, right down the street, the following footage, that red building, the red colored uh, homes, well, those were the apartments that I used to live. I used to live in those. And they were beige color. Now they're red. And yeah, I'm just here to talk about how you don't hang out, don't go to old neighborhoods. Just like you wouldn't go back to old jobs, to your old friends. You don't go back to old neighborhoods to hang out. Um, well, years back, that's a old neighborhood, Montevilla. But where I really grew up some more was in a different neighborhood, and I still don't go there. My mom currently still lives there, and I go visit her, but I don't hang around the surrounding area anymore. And here and there, I can bump into some old friends that I used to be a lot more closer with before, out in the area where I live now, in my neck of the woods. But as they would always talk about, how it's so expensive to live in an area where I'm at currently, that they'd rather just live out in a much rougher neighborhood, just so they can save some extra money. But I tell them this: I tell them I'd rather pay more and live a little more, comfortable, safer, if you will. There's crime everywhere. There's crime everywhere. I get that. I know. I understand. But I would rather much just stay out of the old, rough neighborhoods. They just don't change. Well, maybe a few things change, like I said, the exterior in some buildings. Just a little, renovation here and there. But businesses have gone away because of crime. But yeah, the people, man, the people just still want to live in that that ecosystem, and all up in each other's business too. So yeah, when they all know that you live in the same apartment complex, or just in the same area, neighborhood, they can get pretty nosy. And I experienced that a lot. you know um, if I had gotten a new car, or I brought over a friend, and yeah, it's just all up in each other's business. So and yeah, they just live in the same type of life. They want that easy life. A lot of them are depending on the government. They don't want to work 6 days. Sometimes like I do, here and there. They, they go to those places where you can borrow a couple $100s, where they're just standing there waiting for hours to get that little loan. It's ridiculous. And then they even struggle paying that off. Yeah, I mean, people like that, they just don't grow. They don't get out of that mindset. They don't get out of the, government help, the rental assistance. You know, it's been 20 years and they just still wouldn't, move out, or move up, I should say. And then they just have kids, bunch of kids, and they just, why? I mean, you can, barely afford to, take care of yourself. Yeah, crazy things like that, man. Just and then they ask me, hey, how come you're not, having a couple kids of your own? Oh, I would be in a mess, a big mess like you are. I don't say that, but that's what I want to say. I say, hey, man, hey, to each their own. But yeah, they just want to keep making babies with women that I clearly know they wouldn't want to spend the rest of their lives with. Knowing some of these guys that I used to talk to and hang out with, these these women weren't their type. They're fours at best. They talked about, once I get a little bit older, I'm gonna have me a 9 or a dime. Today, couldn't be farther from the truth. But hey, I don't say nothing. But yeah, as of right now, I have zero contact with any of those guys that I used to hang out with. I don't have social media. Yeah, I know this is YouTube, but I don't have any of the apps. Because it's like they're pocket watching all the time on the apps, on people's accounts, and yeah. But yeah, I just you don't go to old neighborhoods. Don't go to your old ecosystem. If you're doing okay, if you moved miles away, or a different state or different city, what have you, good on you, and keep it that way. If you ever come across them but they don't see you, and that these people, you just couldn't hang out with these people anymore because you have a different mindset. You've grown, your mind grows. Yeah, just avoid them. If you guys do come across and you guys see each other and recognize each other, you guys can say hi and all that, but just keep pushing. And I recommend that you guys don't meet up if you guys decide to exchange info. I would just cut ties. So, because yeah, like I said, to this day, it's 2025 in December, coming close to 2026, they are still living that same life, that same mindset. So, yeah. But that's all I wanted to talk about. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch the video and the footage, But yeah, I'm looking forward to posting more and sharing more content. So hit the like and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Peace.